Hey, this is the Fight Nerd. I'm here now at the Affliction press conference at Trump Towers with Josh, the babyface assassin Barnett. Josh, thanks for being here.
No problem.
Your hand must be a little cramped today from signing all these autographs.
Not yet, but I imagine that they'll do their best.
Pretty soon, all right. So what are you doing differently to train for this fight against Fedor?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all?
No. I believe that it's been pretty successful for me at this point, so I don't think the change in the game plan is going to be any different.
What do you see as Fedor's weaknesses coming into this fight?
Garlic, silver, crosses, and running. Oh, wait, that's Arlovsky. I'm sorry. Running water.
Are you a Castlevania fan?
Yeah. I actually like the 3D Castlevanias that they had on the PS2 even.
Those aren't bad. What about Castlevania Judgment? Have you played that yet?
I haven't, but I think I stand with most fans when we say that Symphony of the Night is pretty much the best one they ever did.
That's true, and now we've gone completely off topic, so jump back on. After you fight Fedor, are you still interested in fighting his brother? Because there still seems to be bad blood. Will this fight kind of get it for you, or are you still looking to get him again in the ring?
Alexander is not allowed to fight in the States at all for medical condition, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know. And so I'm not really willing to risk winning the battle and losing the war, if you get my drift, in terms of the possible outcomes of a fight like that. But I've already stated it. He said a lot. He's basically talked a lot of trash. And I came up to him one time after an interview, and I said, "Hey, what's up?" He said he never said it. Said it was all good, and I was like, "All right then." And then he went back to saying more stuff. So I just ended it at, if he wants to fight me so bad in a rematch, and he just can come up to me and talk a little shit, and we'll just do it right there. I'm not anybody's bitch, and I don't care if I'm a professional athlete or just a regular Joe. Nobody disrespects me, and if he wants to find out what it's like to be in a fight, he'll learn once.
All right. Now, win or lose, who do you want to take on next after this fight?
Next? Oh, you know who I want to fight? Nikolai Valuev.
The Fight Nerd is staring at the screen with total blank face right now.
He's a Russian heavyweight boxing champion. He's like 7'1" or something. He's enormous, and I would be like a comic book fight. Why not? And he's got the credentials in the boxing. Give him some time. What is it they say on the internet? 6 months of sprawl training. But I fought giants before, like Semi Schilt and Gan McGee. So I saw Fedor against Hongman Shea, and that was kind of cool. And so I want to do that. But he already fought Hongman Shea, so I want to fight Valuev, the Russian boxing champion. That just sounds like something right out of a movie or right out of a video game. So.
Is there any interest at all in heading back to the UFC, maybe to fight Nogueira in a third match?
I'd love to fight Nogueira in a third match. It doesn't have to be in the UFC, but that's probably the only opportunity I'll get to do it. I just really want to crush him like so bad that the previous matches don't even count. And although fight-wise, they're pretty good. They're pretty good fights to watch, and we put a great show on. But personally, I just want to leave no mistake about it, no questions.
So you're looking to go in there, throw a few exploders, suplexes on him, go for the pin, finish him off?
Oh, absolutely. Not even the pin, 1, 2.5, and then lift his head up and pick him up.
False finish, all right.
Yeah.
So have you been watching any good anime lately or manga? I know you're a big otaku.
I've been reading Berserk on a pretty steady basis, so I pre-order them on Amazon, and I read all my Warhammer books, Warhammer 40K mainly. And I played Dawn of War 2. That was a lot of fun. I beat it. Let's see, anime. I did pick up Akira on Blu-ray. Haven't watched it yet. I watched Afro Samurai. Probably one of the last anime I watched. That was a good go, and then I guess there's a second one. I picked it up on Blu-ray, so we'll see how that one turns out.
So what do you think about the Americans doing the anime-style stuff now?
It's only natural, right? I mean, so many of us, so many of these people that are in terms of creating media right now grew up, they're all about my age or in and around there. And we all grew up fed on this diet of Japanese anime and Sentai and the giant monster stuff. What is that called? Like kaiju. And because it was so cheap to get for the cable companies, all these emerging cable companies, they didn't have any programming. So what do is they go out and they pick it up from Japan and then dub it. And then you've got Johnny Sacco and a Giant Robot. You've got Ultraman. You've got Spectreman. Then you've got all the different animes like the Star Blazers, which is Yamato, and Macross, which turned into Robotech, and Voltron, and Dairuger 15, which are Go Lion, and all that. I could go on. So we all grew up with this, and now it's just filtered its way into mainstream media, and it's really here to stay.
So speaking of Japanese culture, I want to ask you your opinion right now on the state of Japanese mixed martial arts. What do you think is going on with it, especially with this recent Dream Super Hulk tournament?
I have no idea what drives the market over there sometimes. You know, they're very nationalistic, and yet the Japanese get someone like Gomi on top, and the Bushido shows don't sell out. I don't get it. So now they've got Sengoku, right, and you've got Kitaoka doing these incredible, just killer finishes, right? You get Kid on top. Aoki winning these big fights for him for a while there. I don't understand it. I sit in Saitama, and it's like a half house, and that was when Krokop fought Alistair, and there's all these big fights on the card, and Musashi and Jacare fought in the finals, and out of that half house, I'm looking around, I see people from the dojos of the people that are fighting on the card. So I know those are comped, and it's just killing me. Like, people should be here to see this. So I don't really know what it is that drives the Japanese market sometimes. I just can't understand them. But then I guess if you understood the Japanese, you probably have to be Japanese.
All right, and I'd like you real quick to do a nice little pro wrestling promo on Fedor, if you don't mind. Here's the mic. You're allowed to do the cutthroat, too. That's your signature move, after all.
Shit. Okay.
That's his promo.
Yeah, that's my promo. I could do an Ultimate Warrior one. When the power and the veins and the coming from the galaxies below.
And when you fall below the skeletons of the warrior's past.
With the warrior and the demons.
He's got the electricity flowing through his veins.
In the bowels.
The family that I live for only breathes the air that smells of combat.
I'm going to hijack your train out of Siberia or whatever.
Exit stage left, exit stage right. There is no place to run.
Actually, out of Starry Skull, and I'm going to get in the engineer's compartment and throw out all the coal.
Jump that control into a nosedive.
Derail it. I can't do this.
And you will find yourself in parts unknown. All right, Josh Barnett, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
This video is sponsored by Hoodlum Fight Gear. Check out their gear and apparel at hoodlumfightgear.com.